everybody, this is Everboy, and I'm going to be doing my spoiler-free review of the new movie Captain Marvel. The movie is directed by Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck, and it's also written by them along with Geneva Robertson Dorrit, and it's from a story by them three and Nicole Perlman and Meg Lefevre. Probably butchered that last name, but anyway, this movie follows Captain Marvel, or Carol Danvers, who becomes Captain Marvel. She has like amnesia. She doesn't remember anything about her past, but she's kind of stuck in this Skrull and Kree war and everything. I'm not gonna say much else about this because I don't want to run anything about this movie, because this is a fairly new movie. Just came out a few days ago and everything. I mean, I know there's probably already been tons of spoilers and everything, but I'm gonna try to keep it spoiler free as much as I can. The cast in this is really great. Brie Larson was excellent as Carol Danvers and everything for the most part. There were some parts in it where she kind of seemed bored and her acting was a little bit wooden compared to some of her other roles in the past, but for the most part I think she was really good, and she fit the part pretty well and everything. Samuel L. Jackson's back in this as Nick Fury, this time playing a younger version, because this movie's set in the 90s, way before the events of any of the other MCU movies except for Captain America the First Avenger, and he's really good in this. And they did some really awesome special effects to make him look younger and everything. I'll talk about that more in a minute. Ben Mendelsohn plays Talos, also known as Keller. He does a good job, fits the role very well and everything. Lashana Lynch plays Maria Rambeau, who's one of Carol's friends on Earth that was in the Air Force with her. She does a really good job, and her chemistry with Captain Marvel, or Carol Danvers, is really good. Jude Law plays Yon-Rugg, who is kind of training Captain Marvel for and everything. He's a Kree and he's the leader of this group and everything. He's good in this. And Gemma Chan plays Min-Erva, who's one of the Kree that is with in Yon-Rugg's group. Also in this is Djimon Hounsou, who returns from Guardians of the Galaxy as Korath, a younger version of this character, because I said this movie's a prequel, and he does a good job. And Lee Pace is in this as Ronan the Accuser, and he's still pretty good as the character and everything. He doesn't have as much to do in this movie as I thought he was going to and everything. He's not in it near as much as I expected, but he does good. Clark Gregg has an appearance in this as Agent Coulson, and he's not like, it's not really a cameo, it's like a really small role though, but he's good for the most part, and everything. But the cast in this all works pretty good. A lot of the characters are kind of one note though, that they don't really have a lot of screen time or have much to do or anything. They're just alright characters and everything. I think Jude Law's Yon-Rugg character was good, but he's kind of one note and everything, but he was alright. I think Ben Mendelsohn's character is probably the best out of these new characters. Now I think this is I've seen Ben Mendelsohn in a few movies like Rogue One and Ready Player One and a couple other movies, but I think this is actually the best movie I've seen him in. Like the best character to me. All of his other characters are kind of similar to each other, and this one was a lot different than I expected. So this movie has some pretty big twists and stuff that I didn't see coming, which kind of surprised me. But yeah, as far as the cast goes, it's really good. The story is pretty good. And the movie goes by pretty quickly once it gets going. It takes a good 30 minutes to really get going, and then once it gets going, it's pretty fast paced from there. But I don't really like how they do a lot of Carol Danvers' backstory and stuff. They just like show bits and pieces throughout it, but we don't really get to know her like we've done with other MCU characters and everything. I kind of wish we would have gotten to know her a little bit better and everything, but I think she's an alright character and everything, and I'm looking forward to seeing more, because I'm sure hopefully she can be one of my more favorite characters and everything. But this is a decent movie. The cinematography in this by Ben Davis is really good, and the special effects in here are really good. They use this de-aging CGI on Samuel L. Jackson. I think they used makeup in some of the scenes, but you couldn't ever tell which was makeup and which wasn't. If there even was makeup, there's not. Then they just did a really, really good job making him look younger and everything. I think it's probably the best de-aging I've seen in any of the MCU movies and everything, except for maybe Ant-Man, when they show Michael Douglas younger. Although I do think Agent Coulson looked pretty terrible. He kind of looked like something you'd see in a video game and everything. He just didn't look right and everything. But Samuel L. Jackson, they did a great job on, and the chemistry between him and Brie Larson was just really, really spot on. They worked really good together and had some of the best scenes together. I hope that any other movie she's in, we get to see them two together and everything, because they were a lot of fun to watch, kind of like Loki and Thor and Thor: The Dark World and everything. The score by Pinar Toprak is pretty good. I think it's actually one of the better scores. I don't think it was extremely special or anything, but compared to a lot of the other MCU scores, which are really, really forgettable, I'd say this one has a decent score and everything. I like some of the 90s songs they added in there and everything. And I love the blockbuster thing when she falls inside the blockbuster. I thought that was really cool and everything. I think it did lean a little bit too much on the nostalgia of the 90s and stuff, but some of it was really cool to see. I mean, it was nice getting to see the blockbuster and the old Radio Shack logo and stuff, but I was waiting for a Toys R Us to pop up. The editing by Elliot Graham and Debbie Berman is good. They've worked on previous MCU movies, and it's just as good on this as it is on pretty much all of them and everything. I don't think this was one of the best MCU movies, but I don't think it's one of the worst either. I think it's just somewhere, if I were to rank the MCU movies, I think it'll be somewhere in the middle and everything, because I don't think it was terrible. I think it could have been better, but it could have been a lot worse too. I don't think it deserves the hate that it's getting, which if you know the controversy behind this movie, you know most of the hate is probably not even coming from people that have actually even seen this movie and everything. But I do think it was still a lot of fun. It wasn't quite on the level of most of the recent MCU movies, because they've been on a really big kick lately and everything, but I don't think it's as good as some of the other MCU movies, but it was still a lot of fun and everything, and it was definitely worth watching all of the previous MCU movies leading up to it and everything. And It's got me more excited for Endgame, Avengers Endgame, of course. Everything. I love I love the little credit scene and everything. But um, all in all, this is a fun movie, but it is really kind of slow at times and everything. I'd have to say I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I don't think it was one of the very best, but I don't think it's one of the worst either. I do think it's better, especially better than Doctor Strange, which is one of my least favorites in the MCU, and I think it's better than Incredible Hulk. I'm not for sure where I would, like I said, I don't know where I'd rank this movie, but probably I have to say somewhere in the middle, but might change it on a rewatch. But yeah, I do look forward to seeing more of Carol Danvers, and hopefully uh, the next Captain Marvel movie, if there is one, will be better than this. Everything, because this was kind of a paint by numbers, one note origin story that kind of know everything that's going to happen and everything, but didn't want anything special, but it's just a fun movie and everything. But anyway, that's my review for Captain Marvel. Let me know in the comments if you like this movie, if you don't like it. Do you think it's one of the best MCU movies? Do you think it's disappointing? Do you think that they should have done a lot better for this being the first female-led MCU movie? Personally, I think that they could have done better, but they could have done a lot worse too, so I'm not complaining too much and everything. I do hope we get more of this character event and everything, because she is an interesting character and everything. But anyway, if there's any top 10 list movie reviews or movie series rankings you'd like me to do, let me know in the comments and I'll get to them as quick as I can. And hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you and have a good day.